Hello guys, in the previous video we have seen how to extract out the features, how to prepare the dataset for speech recognition. If you haven't seen those videos, then you go watch those videos first and then come to this video, because this is a series on speech recognition. In this video I'm going to explain how to train the model. I'll touch a little bit on the architecture as well, but I'll not go deep into the architecture. That will be a very long video. So before going that, I would like to give some recap of the last video. As you can see in this repository, we have extracted out the features. We have created the manifest first, and then we have extracted out the FBank features, and we have created a Musan cuts for noise augmentation. These are the data that we are going to use in the training process. So in this video we are going to train a Zipformer model. That's a architecture based on transformer. It is a transducer model. We are not going to use CTC or attention decoder here. First you need to go into the train.py script. So I'm already in that script, and if you scroll down till the end and then scroll little bit up, here if you see it is loading the training sets. If you go into this function is defined in ASR data modules. In this function, loading a manifest file. So you just need to change the name of this manifest file. In our case, if you see, in our case it is en cuts train, so we can change it here, en underscore cuts, sorry, en underscore cuts underscore train. Similarly, we need to do this for the test set as well. So here we will use this full libri parameter, so that it will use only those that set. And if you scroll down here, it is loading two datasets, two dev datasets. So we don't want two sets here. I will comment out this line and then go into this function. Here also you need to change this cuts name. In our case it is en underscore cuts underscore test. Before proceeding into the training, there is one more thing that we need to do, that is BP model training. So the BP model, what it does is it tokenizes the text transcripts into subwords, and it will train a model on the frequency of those tokens. So this model, to train this model, you can open prepare.sh script. If you scroll a little bit down, here you can see there's a script, train BP model. It has three parameters: lang directory, that is the output directory; vocab size, how many tokens you want to generate, you want to take, and the transcript file. So this transcript file we need to create now. So to create this transcript file, you can use the same script whatever we have used to prepare the manifest. So here if you see, we were iterating over the data, and then we were creating the manifest files. If you see, this is the line that this is the text transcript for each audio. So here in this same script, if we add one more line to open transcript.txt and just append it and write, and you need to write the line, and after writing the line you need to append /n at the end for new line. Otherwise it will write all the lines in a single line. So this is pretty much it. If you want to comment out these two writing process, then you can comment this out. I don't want this manifest to get created again, so I have commented out those. It will just put the lines in the transcript text. So you can run the script. Just go into the directory cd data, and if you see inside the data, the prepare manifest .py script is there. We have made the changes here, and then you can run the script python 3 prepare manifest. You run the script, and as you can see, it has created the transcript.txt file. This file will have all the text. If you open it, you can see it has all the transcripts, accumulated transcripts. If you go at the end, you can see the line count, how many are there, around 28,539. So this transcript is prepared. Now you can go outside this folder, and you can copy the command from here, dot slash local train bpe model. Copy it and paste it. After that, you need to give the lang directory. Okay, sorry, before that you need to create the lang directory. It will not create it by itself. So this lang directory, we can put it in the data folder. Just use mkdir data slash lang bpe 500. After that, you paste this here, then you put the lang directory, and the lang directory is data slash lang bpe 500. Then we need to give the vocab size, which is again 500, and after that you need to give transcript file. So this transcript file we have just generated, it is in the data folder. So this is it. You can run it. So it is done. If you scroll up and go into the data folder, you will find there is a folder lang bpe 500, and this is the bpe model which we have generated. Along with that, there is a tokens.txt file. If you open it, you will see all the tokens listed here along with their corresponding indexes. These are the tokens that are going to use in the training. And if you want to validate all the tokens, you can look at this file. I can't see any other language data here because the data set is very clean. There is no need to change anything here. Then you can close all this and you can go into the train.py script. So this is pretty much it. Before the training, we don't need to do anything else. In the previous video, I had opened created a container, Docker container, which currently I'm using. Actually, if you want to create your container, if you haven't seen my previous video, I'll show you how to create a container. You just need to run this command, docker run -it -rm -v to mount the volume. Media, I am going to mount everything, and then you need to give GPU access, and you need to give a shared memory size, which is 2 GB in our case. After that, you need to put the image name, which is k2fsa/icefall, and the tag is torch 1.13.0 minus CUDA 11.6, and then you need to write bash, then enter. Then you will be inside a container, and then you need to go into this directory inside the container, copy the path, go into this directory. So to train the train the model, we want one more thing. So if you see in this container, if you see in the workspace slash workspace, here there is a folder Icefall. So this folder contains some scripts, the same repo that we have cloned before, in which we are in. This repo might have previous scripts which are old. So what you need to do is you can delete this folder. No need to worry about it. You can delete it directly using rm-rf. So this will delete that folder. After that, you can do what you can do is you can link your new Icefall folder which you have cloned from Git. You just put the path here and then put the workspace path. After that, you just press enter. This will create that link that Icefall folder, this new scripts folder, to inside this workspace folder. So if you do again ls minus slash workspace, there will be one Icefall folder, and this is linked to this new scripts new folder. Now you can go into the script, go at the beginning, and here you will find a commented out command. So you can copy that. If you want a non-streaming model, non-streaming in the sense it can take, it doesn't have any cache of the previous data. If you want a non-streaming model, you can train, you can use this command. But if you don't, if you want a streaming model to train, you can use this command. Only the difference is this causal parameter. If it is true, then it will use some causal layers in the model, and then you can use it for streaming. So as per your system, as per your configuration, you can change these numbers. I'll explain everything. World size is the GPU count, how many GPUs you have. In our case, I have only one GPU, I can write it only one. Then number of epoch is how many epoch you want to train the model. By default it is 30. I don't want to change anything here. This start epoch is the number of epoch number from where it will start. Use FP16. This is for floating point precision, 16 precision. If you want to quantize the model further, and then if you want to use the model for low resource devices, you can enable it. After that, this is the experiment directory. So I'll keep the same. It will generate this directory, exp directory, inside the Zipformer folder. After that, this causal is here. Causal is for the streaming, as I have already mentioned. And this full library, this is for the dataset. I have shown you, right? I have shown you that if you enable this full library, it will use this train all stuff, because there is a condition, and if you make it false, then it will use this other function. So you can keep it the same. And after that, this max duration is there. This is a batch size. So how many audios you want to train in one batch. So I'll put it 100 for now. If you have very high memory in your GPUs, then you can put this 1000 or more than that, but in my case I'm using 100. So this is pretty much it. You can copy this and just paste it. After pasting, you just need to press enter. It will create the model. As you can see, it has created a 66 million parameter model. Here it has loaded the training set, and here you can see it is using the Musan dataset. for noise augmentation. So let it done. First it will do a sanity check if this model is trainable in this hardware configuration, and it will start the training process. So this training process will take some time. I'll meet you after the training completion, and then we'll discuss further. After this training process, I will go into the inference, how you can use the model, and how to create the inference pipeline to deploy the model in any server or use it locally. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the next video. Bye.